this is now going to be a perspective drawing that you can use for your examination. If I have you for class, then this would look very familiar because we've done this already. Alright, first thing that we need to look at is where the SP is located and what angle the top view is situated at. Right, so I can say it's going to be a 60 and a 30, which means from my SP that's here, which stands for the standing point, you are going to line it up on the SP and make a mark on the picture plane. You're going to do this for both sides, right? The right hand side is going to be 30 degrees. So lining it up, making the mark. You need to draw these lines down, labeling left vanishing point, the same here on the HL, right vanishing point. The reason we do this is because it counts part of your construction marks. So in perspective, that adds up to quite a lot. Right, now we already have one point that touches on the picture plane. But first, let's bisect the drawing a bit and look and see, what are we actually looking at? And the first thing is this area here in front. Just having a look on the side view here, and then the front view is this hidden detail that goes through the drawing. So I can see that front part there is what's actually connecting onto the picture plane, which means that's like a porch area. And this line here indicates the porch actually extends all the way through. Looking at this hidden detail up there, it means that's the wall and everything else is going through at the bottom there. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to project the porch down, and then we are going to extend the porch, the height, onto that porch. So this is going to act as a height line for any measurement that I want on this axis or this line and the line going to the right. So once you have these 2 points, line up with the LVP, project the points in. Remember, we are currently looking at the porch that we want to complete. So this line goes to the right vanishing point as well. So these lines that you see at some point has to end. So the one that goes to the left has to go up all the way and stop where the wall is there. So it's going to be exactly this point. So that point goes to the SP, right? Whenever you have a point from the top view, it goes to the SP, and then you stop on the picture plane. Once it's there, then only do you start projecting that line straight down. All right, the total width, you can see all the way on the left side here, it goes all the way down. So I'm just going to use the far left point onto the picture plane, straight down to where the porch is supposed to be. Alright, so just for convenience sake, I'm not going to use this any further, so I'm just going to erase that height line where I only needed it for the height here. The porch goes to the right, that far, right? Then the house starts. So lighting it up, same story. So I know that's how far the porch actually goes out. That line goes into the left vanishing point. So remember, every time I'm projecting a line to the left VP, it means I'm looking at the lines that goes on the 60-degree angle. Whenever I'm bringing the lines to the right vanishing point, I'm referring to the lines that actually is on the 30-degree angle. So currently I've taken this point back, which means it's in line with this point there. So if I want to find out how far it actually goes back, you just take the point, project it down like that. So I know my porch area is going to end there when it comes to that distance. So I'm lining that up to the right vanishing point, and now I'm extending it to the left. Why am I doing this? I want to find out what this distance is to that line there, that inside wall, this one that's technically here on the side view. So if I take this point to the SP and I bring that line down, that actually goes all the way onto there, which gives me the indication how far that line goes in. Right, then this point goes to the LVP because I want to know what the length is from here all the way back to there. hopefully you can start seeing a trajectory of what I'm currently busy with. So this back part only goes up to there. If I were to project this to the right and then extend it, you would see it's supposed to, right vanishing point, it's supposed to connect onto this line here. That means I've done everything correct. So that is going to be the porch. That's now excluding the wall. That's literally just a porch. I've now started here all the way to the back, and I've just went in like a anti-clockwise pattern to get this point here. This allows me to already get the walls that where I need them to be. So if I want to find out how to get the wall height here in front, this height, right? You can see that height is already there. It's the same height that I need. So what I'm going to do is the height line that I initially started with, right? Typically we don't erase these lines, they just stay construction. So this line goes all the way and connects onto that wall that I have there, right? Which is going to be this wall here. So if I take this height for the wall and I place it on my height line, so that height is initially this wall height, which I now have to project back. Right, that goes to the LVP. And now do you see the height line or the height point goes and connects there, and it goes and connects back there. So that's going to give me the height that the wall actually has to go. So if I have to draw in the drawing now, it's going to be there, and it's going to be there. That line is not going to be dark. Okay, you can see if you look at the view here, you don't see that line as an A-quality line, which means this line will not be A-quality. Alright, so on the left hand side of the drawing, this is what you are going to see. The lines that goes up, line that goes up like that. It's important for me to still have this back line because there's still something that's going to be visible to me. If I want to get the height for the roof, you can see if you look at the view here on the left, let's rather just use this one. The roof is exactly in line with that same line, which means I can use the same height line for the roof as well. So if I project this to the left vanishing point, and I take the roof point up here to the SP, and then straight down onto the height line. There's the height line, so up to there. That's how far the roof actually extends. So now you can go ahead and extend those lines. Alright, easy, easy, easy. You can see the roof extends quite far on the horizontal line all the way until it connects to this apex point. So this line of the roof that goes back has to be lined up with a right vanishing point, and then you extend that line all the way. So on this line goes up to there. So I'm lining that point up to the SP. It's basically in line with this point. So that's how far the roof goes back before something else has to happen. So now at this point, there's a 60-degree angle, which means it lines up with a LVP. And then it extends. Right, and if you want to find out the distance, remember the top view is used for the length, the front view is used for the height. So from here, the line just goes up to there, and that's how far that part of the roof extends. I'm going to start having a look at the walls in a minute, but I just need you to see this as it unfolds. So the same principle I'm going to use for the wall now. This point goes back to the right vanishing point. How far? All the way until it gets to there. Okay, so you line it up with the RVP, extend it. I'm taking this corner because that's where the wall stops. To the SP, lines up. So there's the little point. Right, I'm not drawing the line down, I'm just making the mark on the wall. Right, so that's what you should have so far. There you have the roof. It connects onto this point, then it extends out on the 60 again, which means 60 degrees, goes onto the LVP, and you extend the line. That's how far the wall goes, all the way up to here. So it basically stops there. Okay, I already have this apex point of the roof, which means you can just connect this point down to that one. This point goes to the right vanishing point because it's on a 30-degree angle. And now I just need to find out how far it goes to the right. There's the point. Gets projected down all the way up to there. Alright, that line just goes up. This is going to be an A-quality line that you see down here. Because the roof is slanted, it's not like on the left-hand side where it's in line with where the wall is supposed to be. Right, you can see it's going to go slightly to the right. Then also something I've just noticed. This wall that's supposed to be here actually has a width to it. So you have to take the wall, get the width, line it up with the picture plane, and there you draw that line in. Alright, so the wall is supposed to be there as well. Now we can actually have a look at the inside here, right? So this is the back part that we've determined not too long ago. There's the line that goes in. There's supposed to be, this door is supposed to be inside of here. So before I do the door, just going and completing the wall a bit. So now you should start to see a bunch more detail, right? As soon as I start completing the porch area. So that is currently what you would see with the porch as it is starting to get completed, right? This line at the back is obviously behind the wall. Now these corners, the wall actually goes down on the sides. You can see here on the left. So the first one only connects up to, if I take this on the right hand side now, this line is supposed to extend all the way until it connects up to here. Okay, you can see the porch area that's shown there doesn't show a line down here. So lines up with the LVP, and that point extends out. Right, so the lowest point that you have here is also supposed to line up, also supposed to extend out like this. Actually, this line won't be here. Right, you don't see that line on the right here. So the line from the porch to the side of the wall, that top one is not visible. It's not supposed to be there. But the one at the bottom is, because that's the one that determines how far the wall is supposed to go. So there you have it. There's the line. The wall comes down all the way to the bottom. The wall comes down all the way to the bottom. And that's basically the shell of your drawing. The only thing we need to add now is going to be a door that's supposed to be here. We have a window there, and we have a window on the right hand side. Now this is where I'm going to show you the proper way to actually use height lines. Right? There's a bunch of ways that I can get the height for this door at the back there. The easiest one is this one. I'm lining the angle up to the given angle in line with the door. I'm extending that line on the 60-degree angle all the way until it touches on the picture plane. This is going to now form a height line. If you take that point straight down to the ground line, any line that I want the height for here, I can take to that height line. So the door, right? So the door is going to be here on the right, lining it up. There's the height line. I'm making the mark right there. You take that point now to the left vanishing point, right, on the 60 degree. Now you have the height here at the back. That's exactly the height for the door, in line with the wall. So now you can go ahead, grab door, right, that point goes to the SP. Oopsie, there we go. That point goes to the SP, the width of the door frame goes down to the SP, and the door width itself to the SP. Right, so there's the door. There's the frame, the width of the door. Right, so there's the height that I determined earlier. Now you can go ahead and also draw in the lowest point here, right, to indicate the opening for the door. And then this corner here is the frame of the door, which goes to the right vanishing point. And then the frame I've already brought down just goes in like this. Alright, now this back part of the room is supposed to be seen if this door is open. So the right vanishing point lines up with that corner, and you are supposed to see the interior wall there. So now for the window, the same story applies. I'm going to take the 60-degree angle. I'm going to bring this line down. That acts as a height line for the window. That line comes straight onto the ground line, and now I'm taking the window height, which is going to be, both of these are exactly the same and in line. So you can choose which view you would like to use. So I'm taking the height for the window. See those two dots, that's the height. That goes to the left vanishing point. And now also look at this. So this window goes to the left, that is the height for the window that's supposed to be there. As soon as this connects onto the wall there, I'm going to project it to the right vanishing point. So that height is now going to be projected onto the right wall as well. There you have it. So there's the projection for the right window as well. And now the same story, you take the window width, you take the frame. While I'm busy with the window, I'm going to do both of them. So this one, the width, there's the frame. And now you can go ahead and draw in the window here. So there's the one, the width of the window, frame, the width, frame, the width. Right, now we just have to add the frame, and then this drawing is finished. So I'm going to zoom in all the way onto the frame. This left-hand side corner goes to the right vanishing point. And where that connects on the frame, that's where it stops. This one here goes from the left corner onto the left vanishing point. Where it stops, that's the frame. So now this just lines up to the respective vanishing points. And then you can go ahead and draw in the line there. So there's the one. Other one, and then this left-hand corner also lines up with the LVP. Technically it's going to be slightly higher because of the entrance here. If I use this corner like I've done here, it means there's supposed to be a step inside of the building that indicates the line going down. Alright, so that is going to be your perspective, grade 11. Best of luck for the examination. The rest solid geometry you will find on this channel as well. I'm pretty sure you guys will be fine with civil. Best of luck, and use the weekend to study hard.